If I draw a render region, I'll quickly notice that the point cloud doesn't look very dust-like. And of course that's because I'm using the default Phong scene material. I'll jump into the Materials Manager by switching to the Render toolbar, opening up the Materials Manager, and creating a new material that I can apply to the point cloud. I'll select the point cloud, right-click on the Phong preset, and assign it to the selected object. I'm going to rename this preset here to Dust Material, and I'm going to disconnect the Phong preset. Don't really need it. If I open up the Show Hide Preset Manager, I'm going to access the compounds, the shader compounds folder of this menu and pull in my dust shader. I need to connect the volume output of the dust shader to the volume input on the dust material. And that's pretty much it. The rest of it comes down to editing the details in the dust shader to work with the values in your scene, the lighting values. If I double click on the dust shader compound, I can now work with some of those attributes. I may need to go in and add some more attributes to this dust shader as I work, so we need to keep that workflow possibility open. And of course we can do that by using the versioning inside of the compounds. For instance, one of the values that I'm going to be adding to this compound is the global density. While the particles are in this scene, when I actually view them against the textured backdrop of the ground, I might need to adjust that global density. So I'll just dive into the dust shader, make it a little bit larger in the Material Manager so I can work with it, and I'll map into some of the additional attributes that I didn't set before. For example, I can expose that global density and perhaps even the global color if I wanted to map into it as well. So if I close that, that's a really simple update to the compound. It could be commented and versioned as well too, maybe a version 1.1, and in the version tab tag added it global density. And re-export it. This way, of course, I now have a version 1.1 of my shader, and I have a choice of reverting back to the default or to use my new one. So if I open up the dust shader now, I have the density and color attributes available to me. So let's see how this works. We'll render off a still of our dust effect and tweak to suit.